excited about this.
Hi, Beth.
Hey, Emma. Hey, Emma Marimba. How are you doing?
I am well. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Let's see. Let me wave at Tracy. I was trying to figure this thing out for how to invite people. Let's see. Oh, maybe this works. Let's see. Will this do it? I think so. I don't do IG Live a lot. Can you tell?
I haven't used the invite feature yet either.
Yeah, I think I'm doing it right. Hi, Rains Custom Kicks joined us. Hey, and Tracy's here. Hi, Tracy. So I'm gonna give it another minute for a couple more people to join, and then we'll start chatting about your book and have you share a little something. How was your day today, Anna Marimba?
It was good. No complaints at all.
Good.
Is my lighting good?
Hold on. Let me look. Hi, Tracy. Wait, there's things. It's, we have the same problem with glasses.
Right. And I can't really.
And you can't see. Aside from the reflection,
I can see,
I
but
think it's good.
It's going to be, yes.
But sometimes I feel like when I sit sideways,
Mm-hmm.
I have less reflection.
Right.
I turn a little sideways, but all right. So I'm going to just try to send a couple more invites. Let's see here. Oh, that person has children. I'm trying to go through my list and pull out parents of young children. All right. All right. So we are going to start. We'll start out. I'm so excited to be doing this. Thank you so much, Anna Marimba, because it's nice, to do something for the children and the community. And, it shows us in a little bit different light, giving back and helping, in this case, children get caught reading, since it's National Get Caught Reading Month. So thank you for joining. Uh-oh, I can't hear you.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Yes, you're welcome. So every Monday, for those of you who are not aware of it, we're going to be doing at 7 p.m. a little children's bedtime story with some featured authors. And this will help the children hopefully love to learn to read a little bit more and get them more excited about different books that are out there and give them new ideas. And so you have a book, Emma Marimba, about, oh, hi, Barrington, about magic words.
Yes.
Yes.
So the name of the book is Please and Thank You, Our Magic Words, a story about manners and etiquette. Here is what the book looks like. And it's for ages 6 and up, and 6 and up includes adults. So yeah. I've had adults read this book and they resonated with it. They learned from it. So 6 and up, and adults included.
Yes, we can all remember to use our manners and say please and thank you. It is magical what happens.
That is correct.
So what inspired you to write this book?
I was inspired to write this book when I started doing social and dining etiquette classes within the public school system. Okay. And it was difficult for me to find books that were books that the children that I would work with, which were Black and brown kids, to relate to. So most of the etiquette books that you would find in stores, whether it be at Barnes and Nobles or online at Amazon, there would be characters that are non-represented of the children that I work with. So that prompted me to write the book.
Yes, it's so important for our children to see themselves because their world is being formed by what they're seeing at such a young age. So awesome. Thank you for doing this.
You're welcome.
So, well, let's get right into it.
Okay, so I am going to read from the second section of the book,
okay,
which is called The Golden Rules of, trying to show it here, The Golden Rules of Manners and Etiquette. Nice. I am hoping that there are some people online who have the book so that they can follow with me. And for those of you who don't have the book, right now it's being sold on Walmart at half the cost. I am not sure what is the cost of the shipping. It's also available on Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, as well as my website, which is mymagicwords.com.
Nice.
So I'm going to start. Maggie and her classmates spend an entire week practicing their magic words in school and at home. They went to school on Monday, eager to start their next manners and etiquette lesson. The students paid close attention and gave full participation as Miss Charles began the week's English lesson. Okay, class, Miss Charles told the students while wiping examples of the day's English lesson from the blackboard. Today, we're going to learn the golden rules of manners and etiquette. Oh, I hope it's not too loud. Live like pretty close to the street.
It's okay.
And this is New York City, of course.
Of course.
Every student in the class perked up. Yes, Tyler said playfully, cheering with a fist pump. Didi added, I hope the golden rules work as good as the magic words. For real, Amelie said, those magic words changed my life. Well, Miss Charles started, proper manners and etiquette affect how well you treat people and affects how well people treat you. Life is always better when people treat each other well. I'm proof, Jeremiah bragged. You wouldn't believe how much Please has done for me. The magic words were only the beginning, Miss Charles promised. Now everyone, open your notebooks so that you can write down the golden rules. The students excitedly opened their notebooks and picked up their pens. Rule number 1, Miss Charles announced, and paused before adding, do not interrupt grown-ups who are speaking unless it's an emergency. Again, that's rule number 1. Do not interrupt grown-ups who are speaking unless it's an emergency. Anthony's jaw dropped as the other students wrote down the rule. Excuse me? He gasped in disbelief, triggering laughter from his classmates. Miss Charles gave Anthony a thoughtful look. Yes, Anthony, sometimes my mom and her friends get into deep conversations, and sometimes my mom and her friends get into deep conversations, he explained. Okay, Miss Charles replied. That still doesn't give you the right to interrupt them. But their conversations can go on and on forever, he complained. And what do you usually do? Miss Charles asked. He shrugged. I say, Mom. And what does she say? She says, boy, don't you see grown folks talking? The class erupted in laughter. Miss Charles also giggled a bit before asking, and then what do you say? Miss Charles also giggled a bit. Sorry. See, this is why I need the glasses. Miss Charles also giggled a bit before asking, and then what do you say? Nothing, he admitted. I hurry up and I get away from them. Maggie shook her head. So interrupting them only gets you in trouble. Anthony shrugged again. Yeah, I guess. Jeremiah turned to Anthony. My mother yells the same thing at me when I interrupt her when she's on the phone. Anthony said, I don't interrupt my mom. When she's talking to other adults because I still get in trouble sometimes. What is it you get in trouble for? I stand there while she's talking, hoping she'll see me so I can tell her what I have to tell her, Amelie explained. Didi added, I've done that too. Then I get blamed for being in grown folks' conversation. Miss Charles asks, can you hear the conversation when you're standing there? Yes, and Amelie and Didi answered together. I'm sorry, ladies, but listening in on adults' conversation is a form of interrupting them, Miss Charles told them. Can someone tell me why? There was silence for a moment, and then Maggie answered, because adults have to be careful of what they say around children. Yes, Miss Charles agreed. But how does that interrupt adults? Because Tyler answered, they have to stop their conversation and change it because there's a child nearby. Exactly, Miss Charles confirmed. Anthony looked confused. So I'm not supposed to interrupt my mom when she is in a conversation with adults, and I can't stand there until she sees me so I could get her attention? Miss Charles nodded, correct. Anthony responded, so how are we supposed to get adults' attention when they're having a conversation? You don't, Miss Charles announced, unless there is an emergency. The students whispered among themselves. Didi hesitantly asked, what if it's an emergency? Miss Charles smiled. What do you think you should do? Didi's face lit up. Use my magic words. Exactly, Miss Charles proudly replied. Yeah, Anthony slowly said while nodded. I will say, excuse me, when I need to get my mother's attention while she's having a conversation with other adults. Amelie took a moment to think and then asked, so magic words and the golden rules work together? Yes, Miss Charles confirmed. Maggie said, that makes sense. The next rule is very important, Miss Charles began. Let me guess, Tyler said, bow before leaving a room. No, Miss Charles giggled along with the children before explaining, but close. Amelie joked, bow before entering a room? Getting closer, Miss Charles encouraged. Anyone else want to take a guess? Didi quickly responded, knock before entering a room. Whoa, Miss Charles clapped. This is partially correct. The second rule is knock on closed doors and wait to hear if there's a response before entering. Hold up, Anthony said. I can't interrupt my mom when she's talking to other adults, and I have to knock on closed doors and wait for a response before entering a room? Miss Charles smiled. Yes. Anthony sighed. My home life is going to be a lot of standing around waiting. Maggie shrugged. That's an easy one for me. I always knock and wait for permission to enter before I go into a room with a closed door. Me too, Amelie added. Yeah, Jeremiah agreed. My sister and I know better than to walk through my mother's closed bedroom door without knocking and waiting for her to give permission. But Miss Charles, Didi said with a hint of confusion, I've seen teachers in this school knock on office doors and enter without waiting for permission. Yes, you are right, Miss Charles replied. So they have bad manners and poor etiquette? Tyler asked. Not at all, Miss Charles answered before adding, in most offices, there is an unwritten rule that you enter an office after knocking. Tyler nodded. If everyone in the office agrees that it's okay to enter after knocking, then it's okay? Yes, Ms. Charles stated. The agreement grants the permission. This brings us to the third rule. Always ask permission before touching someone else's belongings. Amelie shook her head. You learn that rule really fast when you have other siblings. Tell us about it, Jeremiah second. My older brother's favorite line is, don't touch my stuff without asking. Your brother is right, Miss Charles. As she eyed the students, asking permission to touch other people's belongings demonstrates you respect them and their things. Didi frowned. Can that apply to things that belong to close friends too? I don't like when people take my stuff without asking. Few people do, Maggie replied. I know I don't. The other students chatted in agreement. Always remember, Miss Charles lectured, respect is the key to every relationship you have. Satisfied that the students understood, Miss Charles moved on. The fourth rule separates nice people from people who are not so nice. The children waited in suspense as Miss Charles paused to let her words sink in. The fourth rule, do not make negative comments on other people's physical characteristics. Miss Charles paused again before asking, Can someone tell us why this rule is important? Maggie reluctantly answered, because it can be hurtful and rude. Emily added. Anthony nodded, and it makes people feel bad about themselves. We want to build people up, not tear them down, Miss Charles encouraged. Like my grandmother always tells me, Jeremiah replied, if you don't have something nice to say about someone, don't say anything at all. Your grandmother is a very wise woman, Miss Charles said. Also, you don't lose anything by giving people compliments about how they look. Compliments are nice and always make people smile. Maggie turned to Didi and told her, your dress is pretty. Didi blushed. Your hair is beautiful. The other students gave each other compliments. Miss Charles waited for the class to settle down before announcing. The fifth rule is about common courtesy. When someone asks you how you are, you tell them how you are and then ask them how they are. Everyone knows that, Emily responded. I didn't, Anthony admitted. I mean, sometimes I ask people how they're doing when someone asks me, but not all the time. Sometimes I don't feel like asking them. That's perfectly normal, Miss Charles explained. That's why we have rule number 5. No matter how you're feeling, if someone asks you how you are doing, courtesy demands that you do the same. Anthony nodded with understanding. Got it. The 6th rule is never use foul language in front of adults. It should be never use foul language in general, but, you know, it's such a good book. Miss Charles told them, first, it's disrespectful to yourself. Second, adults already know all those words and they find them annoying and unpleasant. Tyler's brow shut up. Does that mean we can use foul language in front of other kids? Maggie quickly answered, I think they're called foul words because they are offensive. And what is offensive in front of adults is offensive everywhere. Well said, Maggie, Miss Charles smiled and then added, and I want you to know that name calling is a form of foul language. It is also offensive and hurtful. Don't call people mean names. Emily looked unsure. What if we're just playing around, teasing? Teasing people is wrong, Miss Charles explained. Anthony said, what if the person you're teasing doesn't mind being teased? Do you like being teased? Miss Charles asked. No, Anthony admitted. What do you do when your friends tease you? She asked. Anthony shifted in his chair. I laugh it off like it doesn't bother me. Miss Charles nodded, but does it bother you? Yes, he admitted. Miss Charles addressed the class. Calling people mean names and teasing people may seem like fun. And people you tease may act like they don't mind. but calling people mean names and teasing people makes them feel bad about themselves. Always remember how you feel when someone calls you mean names or teases you. The class fell silent as each student thought about what it felt like to be teased. I'm never teasing anyone again, Tyler declared, prompting other students to do the same. Miss Charles, I think I can stick to these rules, Anthony said. But how many rules are left? The class burst into laughter. There are only 2 left, Miss Charles assured. The 7th rule is very important. When adults ask you to do something, do it without grumbling or complaining. Anthony joked, my mother is going to love these rules. I'm going to be like the perfect son. No one is perfect, Miss Charles reminded. We're just working on behaving appropriately and treating people with respect and dignity. Miss Charles, Didi asked, are you saving the hardest rule for last? Not at all, Miss Charles promised. The 8th and final rule is, she paused, leaving the children in suspense for a moment. Cover your mouth when you sneeze and don't pick your nose in public. The entire class exhaled in relief. The bell rang a second later. Thank you, Miss Charles, the students sang together as they headed to the door. You're welcome, Miss Charles replied with a bright smile. The students left excited about putting the golden rules to work in their lives, and Miss Charles was excited about how well the students were doing with the manners and etiquette lesson. And that is the end of that section.
Oh my gosh, you have me laughing. Anthony is a trip. He's my favorite character. He keeps the conversation going.
Yes, definitely.
I feel like it's really cool. They all have their own little personalities in your story, which is cool.
Yeah, it was important to me that the book be a story and a conversational piece because most of the books that I've come across, it tells you, do this, don't do that, do this. And kids spend all day hearing do this and do that. So I thought it would be more exciting and informational for them to read a story and it be relatable rather than having a list of 100 rules, do this, don't do that. So that was very important to me.
Yeah, and I'm sure everyone relates to Anthony. Okay, I do.
Yeah.
I think he's really cool.
And Anthony is a combination of several students because when I started writing the book, I was already doing the classes in school. So it's a combination of different students that I encountered in the time that I was teaching the class. And it's like, it'd be fun to put some of them in the book and the things that they would say because they would ask some really crazy questions sometimes.
I bet. That's what's really great about kids. Yeah. Cool. So I loved it. Why don't you share with everyone how they can get a copy of your book if they do not actually already have a copy of your book?
Okay. So you can find my book, Please and Thank You, and Magic Words, on my website, which is mymagicwordsbook.com. There's a link in my bio on Instagram that will take you directly to the book site, as well as it's available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and Walmart. I am hoping to be in Target sometime soon, but that is a struggle. But everywhere else, books are sold.
Nice. Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you, Beth.
So thank you again.
You're welcome. This was awesome. Thank you.
It was different. It was like really different because normally it's like, let's talk business. And it's like, let's read a story and just relax. Like I sat back and it was entertaining. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Beth.
So yes, just to let everyone know, this will be every Monday in May. We will be back next week on the Big Black Book NYC at 7 p.m. Next week's featured author will be Brandon Frame and his story, My First Tie. So that's going to be exciting.
Yes.
Tracy told you very nice. Also,
Thank you, Tracy.
That Bondate TV, I gave you some fire emojis. And you were getting cards earlier too, but I'm not sure who they were.
Thank you.
Yes. So yes. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me, and thank you for all that tuned in tonight. Have a good night.
Oh yes. Oh, and Kaz, let's see, Kazkumu. I'm not sure. I think I just did something really wrong with your name. I apologize, but she told you wonderful.
Okay, thank you.
So yes, have a good night, everyone. Peace. See you next week. Let's see, how do I end this now?